Mushy, and you're you. Hello, you. And we're here at Dark and Creepy Diamond Painting with a post review of a much anticipated, judging from comments that I've received, whip that I had been working on this month. And she's done. I can't wait to show you. But first, I do need to share with you guys something that is deeply concerning. I would like to let you guys know and let it be known that one of our very own Dark and Creepy fam has, I'll give you a hint at who. Yeah, Ephemera 3D. Yeah, they sent me a box of attempted unaliving. I just want to be super clear. I'm just poking fun at Cass. No mushies were harmed. Don't believe me? I'll show you. This, my friends, yeah, I already dug in. This, my friends, is a box of attempted unaliving. Cass stocked me up on a bunch of Canadian candy from her recent trip back over the border. And I say that this is a box of attempted unaliving in the first degree because she obviously put a lot of thought and planning into everything. So this is like torture because I can have one of these like every couple days. But all joking aside, super sweet gift. Get it? Super sweet gift? Teehee. But neener because I got candy from Canada and you don't. Nee. Okay, let's get to what we're really here for. Dun da da! Here she is, Holy Kitty from Rokkari-dpa.com. Yes, my friends, we're here to discuss this finished masterpiece. I am moving this up and down so you can get kind of a pretty good view. You might be confused, the border. Well, we had kind of a difficult time trying to choose a border color. And so I'm like, well, what about bright blue? Because there is some of this color sprinkled throughout here. And then I'm like, so is there dark blue? And there's also pink. And there is purple. And I wanted to see which one suited the canvas the best for framing. And guys, I don't like any of them. So we are going with either a black or a gray, which we think will really make the image pop. So ignore the multicolored border situation. It was just like a test just to make sure we picked the right color, just to see how things would work on the canvas. I think this one, if I had like no other choices, I think this one would have been the closest win. But if I can do black or gray, I think one of those would be the best. But why don't you let me know in the comments below if you would have chosen one of these other colors instead. Now, I did try a red, but the red that was too clashy washy, yeah, that was a no also. But yeah, I'm currently out of black and gray, so I am waiting on sundown to return home with those, and that's why you're seeing the multicolor here. But ignore that, please. Do not let that affect your opinions about this canvas. So let's dive into the details, shall we? So this is Holy Kitty, serial number ROK048. It was number 20 in my personal stash, and I purchased it for $65 on the Rokkari website. However, you lucky subscribers get your very own code to use on the Rokkari site. It is Mushy Rocks, and that will get you 15% off your canvas orders. So this one would have been only $56. That's a win. So don't forget your codes when you order, but remember, it's for subscribers to Dark and Creepy Diamond Painting only. Please be advised. This canvas it is a 50 by 55 round drill. If you can believe it, this is round drill. It is resin drills. There were 47 colors, including 4 special drills. There were 2 metallics, a pink and a gray. I'll show those to you here. Here's the pink metallic, and we can find those pink metallics. Where art thou hiding? They're kind of sprinkled in through here in the rings area here, rings here, a little bit up in the bow, of course. And then we do have gray metallics, and here those are, and those are sprinkled throughout, like a little bit in the background, but they're really right here in the bracelets and the rings here and the necklace here. And then we did have 2 ABs. We had a white AB, which is in here. Pardon my little boo-boo. There was an interloper I accidentally smuggled in here. But the white ABs, and that goes in the lit areas surrounding our kitty. And then we had a pink AB right here. And as you might guess, also the bow area and her rings, particularly the bird finger, is where most of those accenting colors went. Very, very specific on where these went. They were intentionally placed, but we'll talk about that. I started this on November 1st in order to participate in Diamond Painting with Jack's Hello Kitty event this month. If I was going to be made to do another Hello Kitty, yeah, you heard me, another. I did one already this year. The things you do for friends. Ugh. But yeah, if I was going to be made to do another Hello Kitty, it was going to be something like this, or it wasn't going to be anything at all. So here she is. So yeah, we started her on November 1st and finished her on November 13th. And I spent 39 hours and 51 minutes on this diamond painting. Let's go ahead and talk about some of the details. As usual, I like to start off with the cons so that we can end on pros and a positive note. So cons, I have here that despite being a Hell No Kitty canvas, we won't count that against it. The X, the hourglass, and the K symbols on the canvas, which were predominantly like through here, it's these light to mid-tone blues all around the background, throughout her face, throughout her collar here. They were all 3 very similar colors in drill, very similar colors on canvas, and very similar symbols. The X and the hourglass specifically were really, really hard to tell apart, and I'm pretty confident I probably made some mistakes in here. Even though I was trying to be careful and I used a light board, they were tough. So anyone who gets this canvas, watch out for that and pay close attention when you get to the areas where you have to do X and hourglass and K, because they're all clustered together all throughout here. I should have inserted a picture somewhere for you to see. And then I did notice the @ symbol, which was one of the pinks, was very kind of faded and harder to see, but considering there were no other pinks of a similar symbol, it was easy to be like, process of elimination, it has to be the @ symbol. I did have some trash drills, but you're going to find that with any kit. I maybe don't work with resins enough, or maybe I just haven't had the occasion to see it yet before this, but like the round drills, if I kept a picture, I'll post it. But some of the round resin drills had literal holes straight through them. It was really kind of strange. I haven't seen that before. There weren't too many, so don't worry. There weren't a whole bunch of trash drills, but the ones that were present had that strange anomaly. I'm not sure what to make of it. So I had to be careful that when I placed a drill down, it wasn't one that, had a hole in it. And it was very obvious with a light board because the light would shine straight through that hole and it would look kind of like, I don't know, a donut or something. And And then the final kind of con I had was I had some butt pucker moments with the most frequently used colors, these darker ones. I got scared. I got real scared, but I didn't run out of drills, which is fantastic. There was a little more than enough to complete the canvas, but not much more. And I'll show you those so you have an idea of like which colors I'm talking about. Okay, so this one right here, this star, which is 310, and it's the black, and it's like literally everywhere, right? Out of this very, very full container, this is all that's left. So yeah, I mean, I have some extras. It was enough to complete the diamond painting for sure. But boy, it got close. You know, it's one of those things where you're 3/4 of the way done and you know there's more of this in the future of this canvas, and this is what you're looking at. You're like, you know, and you're starting to work on sections up here, and you're dumping the entire remaining contents of the jar out into your tray. And you're like, there's no way this is going to be enough to finish it. There's no way I'm going to finish it with this. And I did, so it's fine. But that's just one example. The 310, also, fun fact, you can see it here. The 310 was the most staticky. And as most of us who have been diamond painting long enough know, the darker colors are usually the trashiest. So this was the biggest culprit for that weird hole anomaly. Let me see if I can find another one. This was another one. This really, really dark blue. Obviously, I have some left, but this container was completely full too. Oh, we have a straggler. It was completely full too. This is 939, but again, we used it so much throughout the whole thing that toward the end, when I'm emptying the container into my tray for a section, I'm thinking, ooh, my gosh. But yeah, I mean, really, those were the two biggest culprits in terms of, am I going to have enough? The next one, though, would have to be this pink, which you can see it's, the other hand's covered, but there's pink, this 603 on this hand. It's on the tongue, it's on the face, it's in the bow. It's pretty heavily in the canvas. And this was all that was left. There's two stragglers, a red and a black in there, but this is all I had left at the end. And I was like getting up to the point where I'm doing her bow and I'm like, yee! But we made it. We made it. So not too terrible. This is one other one. I think this was probably the worst of the butt puckering offenders. The percent sign 3755, which is also in this blue background all around her and all throughout her. This, you guys, this is all I had left. A few dozen. Yeah. And it was like a very popular, you know, color on the canvas. And I was like, ooh, if I would have sneezed and it would have went, phew, I would have been in trouble. This pink is another kind of one we were low on. This was also a pretty popular color. But again, I mean, minimalistic as opposed to blacks and blues. So, but yeah. It had its moments where I was like clutching my pearls, as Kristen would say. But yeah, we got a little bit low on some of them. But the strange thing is there's others that we had plenty left over. So it's kind of strange how that stuff works out, right? But anyway, here's what was left in drills from doing this canvas, if anybody's interested. Those are my leftovers. And with that, I'm done with the cons, and I'd like to move on to the pros. There are a ton of pros. So in the pros, I have noted that especially for a round canvas, this rendering was phenomenal. The base artwork was great, but the final render with the drills on it is, I mean, you guys can see it with your own eyes. It's amazing. Look at the detail. That's crazy. It's a unique image. I have that in the pros. I mean, where are you going to find an image like this? Like, you're just not. At least I haven't seen them. Nothing this edgy, this willing to push the limits, this kind of dark and creepy. I love art that takes something so sweet, wholesome, and innocent and twists it into something darker, sassier, more macabre. And I find beauty in that. And this to me is really quite beautiful in that regard. There are quality materials throughout the kit. The drills are great quality resin. We do have great quality special drills. There's no fish scaling in these. There was plenty of them. The coating is not coming off on any of them at all. The metallics are so freaking stunning. I've done a couple of the kits now with metallics, and I am just, my breath gets taken away every time. I think they're phenomenal. These canvases, to me, are super addicting and really, really quite fun to do. You know, sometimes we do these canvases and we kind of watch TV, we zone out. It's kind of a brainless, mind-numbing kind of experience. But with all of the Rokkari canvases I've done so far, I've been glued to them like a good book. And I know that there's a couple other people that have been working on these that say the same thing. I've seen it in the Facebook group, you guys. And so I still haven't really pinpointed what exactly is different from any other canvas project that I'm looking forward to working on. Why the ones from Rokkari seem to really just grip me so much. But I really look forward to getting up and sometimes even wake up a little early just to work on it a little bit before I start work, you know? Don't know. Is there something in the canvases you need to tell us about, Eve? I'm starting to wonder. But yeah, super fun and an addicting canvases. The details are so clear. Again, like, look, you can see the jewelry. You can tell the sign language. You can see the jewelry up here. You can see the painted nails. You can see the bracelets. Look at the skull bracelet. Spikes all over here. The spike choker. Yeah, the sharp pointy teeth. The goopy eyes here. You can see there's a cathedral in the background. You can see all the arches and the construction. Just, you know, a beautiful, beautiful image. You can make the details out in the necklace here. Just, you guys, phenomenal details for a round. And this is a round. Could you imagine what this would have looked like in square? Mind blown. And then I had on here, and we touched on it, that the special drills were included and placed on here with purpose. It wasn't just sneezed on. The special drills were placed where the jewelry is to emphasize the jewelry, where the light shines behind her to emphasize the light in the background, to emphasize the bow. But primarily, like, a lot of it was in the jewelry aspect and the bow and the light shining in the background. Just did a phenomenal job of accentuating and highlighting important parts of the canvas, things that draw your eye. It just kind of makes them pop. So that's what I think about this canvas. And as a side note, I did have written down, as neither really a pro or a con, that there are some kind of out of place pixels. But remember, this is a pixel art, so that's gonna happen. I mean, this craft we do, sometimes we misplace a drill and it's user error. Sometimes it's charted that way, you know, maybe a charting or rendering error. But in the end, what this boils down to is a pixel by pixel art piece. And so there will be random pixels here and there, and there was in this, but when you stand at a viewing distance, it all blends together and you don't see them. But for instance, like, here's a random like dark maroon. I did pull all these up to make sure that this is how they were charted, and in fact it was. So there's a dark maroon here. There's like a couple darker ones that maybe I think could have been this pink color, this pinky red, could have been put here. There's a couple of pale pinks right here on her forehead and one outside the bow right up here. There's a dark random pixel like right here. So they're kind of here and there. There's like a pink one right here. Seems kind of odd, but to be honest, like I said, when you view it from a viewing distance, it all blends together and you don't see it. And that's just the nature of a pixelated art. And that's what we do. We put it together, pixel by pixel. Well, you guys, those are my thoughts and impressions on this canvas. Would I buy it again? Yes. I think this was well worth the investment. And I can't believe I'm saying that, because anyone who knows me knows that I am diametrically opposed to pink anything and to cute, cartoony, cuddly, cutesy stuff like Hello Kitty in general. But the dark and evil and, you know, just twisted nature of this one made it bearable for me. More than bearable, really. This is actually going to go up on my wall, if you can believe it. It will be the only Hello Kitty to ever adorn a wall in my abode, so in my dungeon. But if I have to have a Hello Kitty up on the wall, this would be the one. But yeah, that's all, you guys. Thank you so much. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of this Holy Kitty from Rokkari. Do you have this one? Are you gonna get this one? Did you like it at least? What do you think? How do you think she turned out? What would you have done with the borders? That's another good question I'd like to know. Would you have picked one of these colors that we tested out on here, or would you have done as we're going to do and go with a black and or a gray? I would love to know. I look forward to hearing from you in the comments down below. If you liked this video, hit that thumbs up on your way out, please, and let me know. And don't forget, if you haven't subscribed already, what are you doing with your life? Come subscribe, come to the dark side. We have cookies, absolutely the best darn cookies around. We also have a Facebook group exclusively for you subscribers. You must be subscribed to Dark and Creepy Diamond Painting to join the Facebook group. But yeah, it's another place for you guys to more freely socialize and share your love and passion for the dark and creepy, and really any other art that you like to pluck away at. And with that, my friends, we are done here, and I will see you in the next video. Stay naughty.